Hello folks, so this is just a little recap just about where I'm at with the bike. I've uploaded a few different videos yesterday about the various different things that I've done, so this is really just to kind of recap what I've done and just show what sort of stage the bike is at now. So this is it at the moment. Not a lot more that's kind of really obvious. The only kind of obvious things are, well, the air filters and the carbs are on, and the HT leads are in. So spark plugs are in, HT leads are in, the coils are there but they're not attached, they're just kind of hanging down inside the chassis. I need to sort out some brackets to attach the coils. The coils attach on there and there, but they need special brackets to do it, so I've either got to buy some or I've got to make some. So that's that. The carburetors are on. That's them there. I gave them a clean up, and most of the kind of bits that came with the carbs are attached, like this filter. I'm not actually sure what that filter's for, to be perfectly honest. If anyone knows, put a comment on if you don't mind. Hoses there, I think that's like a fuel return hose or something, and the hose that goes along the top, that I'm pretty sure is the fuel supply hose that will come from the fuel pump. So that's the kind of carbs, and that's the choke cable there. That's the choke cable. At the moment I've just run it around the front of the chassis and just tucked it in the other side just to keep it out of the way. So that's the choke. So I'll have to figure out where I'm going to put that. I'll probably put that up on, put it up on one of the handlebars or something. I'm not sure. I'll figure something out with that. So that's that. So that's the carbs and the HT leads, and then these air filters. Like, these air filters are not, strictly speaking, the right size. You might notice actually that the rubber part of the air filter is not clamped on the outside of the carburetor intake. And there's a reason for that, and it's because they're too small, because I ordered the wrong size because I'm stupid. So there's the rubber part. So basically what I've done is I've just pushed them. They actually just push in like that, and they're a perfect fit pushed in, but obviously that's not really the right way to fit air filters, and it means that effectively that the carbs are pulling air through like a small kind of small bore rather than like a relatively big bore. So that probably means that it's going to run maybe a bit rich or something. I'm not really sure, to be honest. So I'm maybe going to need to get some different air filters, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to leave those on for the moment, just so that I can kind of like test the bike and see that the engine runs and stuff. Obviously I'm not ready to run it right yet, but I'll hopefully be able to run it sometime in the next few weeks, so I'll just use those air filters just for the meantime, just to test it. So what else was I doing yesterday? I was struggling with these bearings, the headstock bearings. I managed to get the old ones off. Some of you might have seen the time-lapse video that I made where I cut the old bearing cage off the hacksaw and then cut through the inner bearing race, which is like really tight on the spindle, and I couldn't get it off with any amount of hammering and levering and all the rest of it. So I just basically got a cutting disc and cut through it. If you've not seen that video, there is a video, a time-lapse video. It's about 2 or 3 minutes long in time-lapse format. It was about 20 minutes before I put it into time-lapse. It was quite a lot of effort to get that off, but I did manage to get it off. But then this is the new bearing here. Excuse me. And as you can see, it hasn't gone right down onto the fork. Onto the yoke, sorry. I can't get it all the way down. I've hammered it, I've put tons of grease on it, I've tried everything I can think of to get it down, but it won't go down. So basically what I'm going to do is when I take my wheels in to get the new tyres fitted, I'm going to get them to press that bearing down as well. I've ordered new tyres off eBay. I managed to get a pair of bargain tyres. Got a pair of Pirelli, would you believe it? Pirelli tyres for under 140 quid, which is a real bargain. And the shop that I've spoken to can fit them for me and balance them and fit new wheel bearings for 50 quid. So I think that's a pretty good deal, really. I've got new bearings to go in already. That's the brake disc. I can't remember if I've shown the brake disc. I think I did at one point. I've got a pair of brake discs, one to go on the other side as well. But that's going to have to come off again before I take it in to get its tyre and its bearings fitted. So, and that's the sprocket on the rear, sprocket carrier. So sometime probably next weekend, because the tyres are in the post at the moment, so hopefully I should get them sometime through the week, and then next weekend I'll take the wheels and the tyres in, get the tyres and the bearings fitted, and get the steering headstock bearing fitted. And then at that stage I should be able to get the forks on, the wheels on and the brakes on. And then essentially what I'll have is kind of like a bike, pretty much. And all it'll need at that stage is like electrics, fuel system, finish off the cooling system, do the bodywork and all that kind of stuff. So basically it's kind of like the end is in sight. One of the things I was meaning to do, and I'll just do this now, is just to see that this tank actually fits over those air filters. So what we'll do is we'll just sit the tank down. See, that's, I'm going to make up like a bracket to fit the tank on at the front, and then something else at the back to support it. Whoops, just about to fall off. And there's something like that. Get it to sit in the right place. Right, so the air filters it does fit on top of the air filters, plus I'm going to use the brackets to raise it up a little bit as well, because I don't want, when I'm actually riding the bike, I don't want the bottom of the tank to be sitting on the chassis like that, because it'll scratch the paint. So I'm going to design the brackets so that they lift the tank off the chassis a bit. So there we go. That's it with the tank on and with the air filters in. I think that looks pretty good. And it's kind of like, because it's got these gaps in here, it's almost like a kind of ram air system. It's almost kind of like you're getting cold air going straight in from the front of the bike into the filters, so I think that's pretty cool. I quite like that. I don't think the tank's actually sitting on them. Actually, the tank is touching the filters at the back. Well, not the tank, but see, underneath the tank there's like a thick piece of foam which is glued underneath the tank, and that is actually touching the filters. But I don't think the filters are actually taking the weight of the tank. I'm pretty sure the tank is supported down there. But anyway, like I say, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put brackets on that lift the tank up a little bit anyway, so this gap here is going to be even bigger, not by much, maybe just like ½ an inch or something. And then the plan is also to put the voltage regulator. I've got a Yamaha R1 voltage regulator, which I'm going to put in there. I'm going to make up a bracket, and I'm going to put it with the fins facing out the way, and what that'll do is, like, the cold air will keep the regulator cool, because I think that's a good idea. Keep the regulator as cool as possible. And then I'm waiting for the joints to come in the post. My radiator joints, 45-degree joints, I'm going to get those, I'll fit those. So I think that's pretty much it at this stage, really. Don't think there's much else I can really talk about just now. I've got the brake pads, that's the only other thing. They're in the box there somewhere. So I'm going to fit the brake pads and the calipers probably. I'm not going to do it tonight, but I'll maybe do it tomorrow when I get back from work. That's the rear caliper, that's ready to go on. Those are the clip-ons. I've got the throttle cables, my chain. Got levers in there. That's the extra radiator hose that I got. I've got pretty much all I need to build the bike at this stage. There's not a lot else that I really need. I'm still waiting for some things to be delivered. I've ordered some rear sets off eBay, like universal fit rear sets for the, like rear pegs and gear levers and that. They're CNC machined anodized gold. They're about 75 quid including postage, but they look quite nice quality, and I think gold rear sets and a black chassis with a silver engine is just going to look, what was it Paul Tuttle used to say? Man, that's going to look ridiculous. I think it is going to look ridiculous actually. The black chassis, the silver engine and the gold rear sets, and those wavy discs on the front. Yeah, and my silver forks painted silver, my calipers painted gold. Yeah, I think it's going to look ridiculous. So I need to do something with that tank. It's going to have to be painted or something. Anyway, that's enough. Right, thanks for watching.